dependence on an addictive substance at birth.
And a key thing is that substance doesn't have to be an illicit one. So a pregnant mother taking prescribed medication to treat opioid addiction, such as buprenorphine or methadone, is treated the same as someone taking actual opioids.
So we're essentially punishing parents for seeking evidence-based treatment for their opioid use disorders.
And the consequences of this are what you'd expect, right? So in a video call with a child welfare investigator, Jade defended herself against an onslaught of questions about her past addiction and recovery. But a week later, a nurse, a security guard, and the investigator showed up to her hospital room in person with an order to remove her newborn baby from her. She recalled this to the New York Times and revealed,
"It was just like pure despair. I don't even know how to explain it."
And so now the battle was on to win her daughter back, with a judge throwing up endless hoops for her to jump through: a substance abuse assessment, counseling, parenting classes, a psychological consultation, weekly sessions in family treatment court. She also had to sign over all of her medical, mental health, and Suboxone treatment records, submit to 8 to 10 random drug tests per month, and resolve any open criminal cases, which for her were just things like shoplifting and trespassing for when she was homeless years ago. And if she did all that, then she and her boyfriend Ryan could see their daughter 3 times a week inside a government office. And eventually, thanks to the intervention of tribal social services, Ryan got custody of the baby, but Jade couldn't live with them or see her daughter without supervision. But the big thing there is he couldn't supervise her because he had to work, and she couldn't work because she had no car. So then, feeling like they had no other choice, they took the baby and ran, with them packing up and driving from state to state to state. But the cops eventually caught up and threw Jade in jail for 2 months. So then their daughter went back to foster care, and they got a second chance to follow the rules and potentially reunite with her. But then in March of 2023, Jade went to court to resolve a probation violation for a misdemeanor trespassing charge from her opioid days. And to her surprise there, the judge sentenced her to 6 months in jail, which meant she could neither work on her case plan nor actually attend the next court hearing at which a judge would most likely decide her child's fate. And so now Jade's daughter is 3.5 years old and her mother has lost custody indefinitely.
All my life, I really looked forward to being a mother, and I feel like I'm having that basic human experience taken from me.
And so the situation is that now thousands of women like her have been reported to Child Protective Services for prenatal substance exposure, with many also losing their babies for weeks, months, or years, which can be stressful and traumatic. And this, even though, keep in mind, they are doing what promises the best outcome for themselves and their baby, right? I mean, mothers who use addiction meds during pregnancy are more likely to go back for recommended pediatric checkups and less likely to readmit their baby to the hospital during its first year of life. In fact, availability of those drugs is linked to reductions in certain types of child maltreatment caseloads like abuse and neglect, with an expert even telling CNN in states where there are punitive policies, including mandated reporting, birthing people are less likely to access prenatal care, less likely to use medications for opioid use disorder, less likely to use psychotherapy services, and less likely to really connect with any healthcare provider in pregnancy. But also addiction meds make up a small percentage of the drugs pregnant mothers take. Right, as of 2021, about 1 in every 5 pregnant women reported some form of substance use. And those include ones that are often legal and may not even be harmful.
Prescription opioids is another example. Some patients have severe pain, or they may have comorbidities like sickle cell disease that predispose them to having pain crises while they're pregnant. In cases like this, I also don't think we need to file a Child Protective Service report.
While drugs like these are targeted, others that can also impact fetal health, such as insulin or medications for depression, anxiety, and ADHD, they get less scrutiny, which appears to suggest that the stigma around certain drugs may be distorting child welfare policies. And with this, we know that politics plays a role in mandatory reporting laws because they aren't applied equally everywhere.
The language in the federal law is so vague that states have chosen how to interpret this, and have had to make their own policies and recommendations to health systems how to interpret it.
So some states designate prenatal drug use as civil child abuse, and others go as far as involuntarily committing the mother, terminating her parental rights, or even criminally prosecuting her. But big picture, at least 26 states mandate reporting for prenatal substance exposure, with no exceptions for prescribed opioids or addiction medications.
I think that's bizarre. I don't think that makes a lot of sense.
So understand that is not to say there are not legitimate cases where CPS intervention is needed.
If somebody has an active substance use disorder, perhaps they are not engaged in treatment, perhaps they have a recent relapse, an unsafe home environment, or just some other factor that makes it seem like there's not an ability to safely take care of their child at the time of discharge.
But even there, you have Rohan saying you need a multidisciplinary team, including an expert like a social worker, not just a single physician, to make that assessment. And if one doctor is not enough, one drug test certainly isn't either.
Organizations like the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists and the American Academy of Pediatrics really recommend verbal screening during prenatal care rather than toxicology testing at the time of discharge. Getting a single urine test is not diagnostic of a substance use disorder. It's a snapshot in time. Whereas a substance use disorder implies substance use that is causing impact on
Here
somebody's
goes
life
everything.
and is really longitudinal over
The
time.
magic is within
And the last
you.
thing is that toxicology testing is heavily limited by high false positive rates and other problems with the actual test itself.
And then, coloring everything we've talked about so far, there are racial disparities at every single step of the process.
Clinicians choosing to test people for substance use during pregnancy and choosing to even test their newborns, the filing of a report by a mandated reporter, true investigations being
Didn't know I could
opened,
do that.
substantiation of the investigation, separation of a family, and the choice not to reunify down the road. There are racial disparities at every single one of those steps as well.
This, even though Black mothers are no more likely to test positive for substance use while pregnant than other racial groups. In fact, among patients with a history of substance abuse, white mothers are more likely to test positive than Black mothers. And so the place where Rohan works, the Boston Medical Center, it revised its policy in 2021 to only report cases where they observed true protective concerns. What they noticed is that the impact was huge.
We found in a study that we just published earlier this year that we reduced CPS reporting by 45%, meaning 45% of cases we were able to not report because there were no protective concerns whatsoever.
So you're talking about hundreds of mothers who may have otherwise been surveilled by CPS investigators and dragged through the courts to prove they're worthy of keeping their own children.
And that bears out even when you look at CPS data. So when we look at how Massachusetts handles prenatal substance exposure reporting cases, 50% of those cases are investigated but not substantiated, meaning we're wasting state resources and taxpayer dollars.
But with experiments like his and a growing body of research establishing that mandatory reporting is too strict, lawmakers have begun to take another look at these policies. Right? You have a handful of states like Connecticut, Colorado, and Washington changing their laws so that a positive drug test no longer automatically triggers a CPS report. And instead, they evaluate each patient on a case-by-case basis, then refer them to programs and resources to help reinforce the new family. Also, federal lawmakers introduced a bill last October that would require consent for prenatal drug tests and block states from mandating reporting, at least in cases where the mother is taking a drug in accordance with the recommendations of the prescribing practitioner and the healthcare provider has no other reason to suspect the child is in imminent danger. But notably, that bill has yet to be passed as I'm recording, and most Americans haven't even really heard about this issue. So for now, you can count yourself among the few. And it'll be interesting to see if and when this passes. And in the meantime, of course, I'd love to know your thoughts. But with all that said, my friends, that is the end of your Monday evening, Tuesday morning dive into the news. As always, thank you for being a part of my daily dives into the news. I hope you are having or had a great Labor Day. But either way, I'll be right back here for you tomorrow with some more news. Love yo faces, and I'll see you then.
Yes, that was a banana. No one expects the banana.
In this video, I made a fried chicken sandwich with a
lend
$3
my
per
aid.
pound breast and an identical one with a $9 per pound chicken breast. Why exactly? Well, I'm kind of obsessed with understanding the choices that I make at the grocery store on a daily basis. And every time I walk down the poultry aisle and pick up some organic or air-chilled chicken breast, I have this question. Does the chicken breast actually have a better taste and texture, or am I just paying for how it's raised and processed? Now, whether it's one or the other or a combination of the two, both can be completely valid reasons to spend the extra money on chicken breast, but every time I test these out, there's always some interesting observations. For example, why is the cheaper chicken breast 3 times the weight of a single pasture-raised breast? Or what is the difference between free range and pasture range? And do these certifications mean anything, or are they unregulated marketing terms? So before we get to frying the
Put it somewhere else. I'm still eating those.
chicken and
Oh,
the
do you
taste
not want
test,
this yet?
let's first cover
Let me finish
what
those.
makes chicken more or less expensive in the first place. But first, a quick thank you to today's sponsor, Babbel, which is one of the top language learning apps in the world. And what I like best about Babbel is that the lessons prepare you to have practical conversations about travel, business, relationships, and more. And one of the biggest problems I had when I was in Mexico City with Spanish a few years ago is that I can read Spanish and say what I want or need fairly well. So I would go to a taqueria and ask for dos tacos de carnitas con toro, por favor. And then they would hit me with some basic question like para llevar, which just means, would you like that to go? And I completely freeze up. The brain goes blank. I have no words to say. So I retested into Babbel at an A2.1 level, and after I refresh my vocabulary a little bit, I'm excited to book the 2 free live classes that I get with my subscription. And I can also listen to the included podcasts while I'm cleaning the dishes. And if you want to learn a language this winter, head to the link to get 60% off your subscription. And thank you again, Babbel, for sponsoring this video. In general, there are 4 variables that affect the price of chicken: the breed, how it's raised, how it's processed, and how it's certified. And these are the 2 chicken breasts we'll be using for testing, and since they are so different, it's no wonder they are from a different breed. The small one is from an heirloom chicken breed, and the mega breast is from the modern broiler chicken. And as noted in On Food and Cooking, the modern chicken is a product of the drive to breed fast-growing animals and raise them on as little feed as possible. And because of this mass production, genetic diversity in meat chickens has mostly disappeared in favor of a cross between the male double-breasted Cornish and the large bone strain of the US White Plymouth Rock hen. And obviously, the size difference here is noticeable, but it's even crazier when you realize that the chicken that held this breast can be raised in just about 6 to 8 weeks, bringing us to variable 2, how it's raised. The mega chicken breast here really is a product of agriculture engineering, as a 4-pound bird can be produced on just 8 pounds of feed in 6 weeks. On the other hand, slower growing breeds typically are in about the 14-week range, like our smaller chicken breast here, which is sometimes mentioned in the marketing on the package. And I'll add a link to the USDA classes of poultry if you do want to take a look at some of the common breeds that are sold. Now, most people claim that the slower raised smaller chicken actually tastes better, but you have to remember, chicken itself is pretty bland, so we're going to look into that claim shortly.
I mean, these are pretty boring.
Now, apart from the time that these are grown, there are also some differences in raising. For example, have you ever wondered, what is the difference between free-range versus pasture-raised chicken? Well, the USDA defines free-range as continuous, free access to the outdoors for over 51% of the animal's life. However, the Certified Humane certification you'll sometimes see gets a little more specific. They define free range as at least 2 square foot per bird, and it must be outdoors for at least 6 hours per day. However, in order to get the pasture-raised designation, this requires 1,000 birds per 2.5 acres or 108 square feet per chicken, and they must be outdoors year-round, other than having some fixed or mobile housing that they can use at night to protect themselves from predators. And obviously, the increased time raising them and the increased space costs are going to be added to the supply chain and passed off to us at the grocery store. Now, we'll get into some more common terms and certifications that you'll see on your chicken breast package, but let's talk variable number 3, how it's processed. One of the biggest differences in the way a chicken is processed is the way that it's chilled, either water chilled or air chilled. And if a chicken is air chilled, they'll usually add it to the package itself because it's seen as a superior process. But first, you may be wondering, why are birds water or air chilled in the first place? Well, as noted in On Food and Cooking, the slaughtered birds are usually immersed in a bath of hot water to loosen the feathers and plucked by the machine before being cooled in a cold water bath or cold air blast. And this is done to prevent spoiling and get them ready for butchering and packaging. But my question is, does the air-chilled chicken actually have a difference on the taste, texture, or aroma of the chicken we buy? And in theory, it just might. Harold McGee continues, prolonged water chilling can add a significant amount of water to the carcass, and US regulations allow 5 to 12% of chicken weight to be absorbed water, or several ounces in a 4-pound bird. By contrast, air chilling actually removes water,
Didn't know I could do
so the
that.
flesh becomes more concentrated, and in a whole chicken, for example, the skin could potentially brown more readily. So, to use simple numbers, say this 650-gram chicken breast actually has about 10% or 65 grams of water added through the water chilling process. From a taste and aroma perspective, chicken breast is already bland, but in theory, this extra water is just diluting the taste and aroma even more. From a texture perspective, that additional 10% of free water is going to be released during cooking. Now, this could be good in some circumstances, but it could also have a negative impact, one of which we'll see in the fried chicken test. But lastly, let's talk about marketing terms and certifications. Now, there are a bunch of terms, phrases, and stamps you can potentially see on your package of chicken breast, but some of this is just pure marketing, things like natural, all natural, slow growth, or fresh. And while they can certainly be true, these aren't technically checked by a third party, so they don't hold much weight. So naturally, the question is, what on the package should we actually be looking for? Well, first, it's important to point out this generic US inspected stamp. Food safety inspection is mandatory for all chicken that is sold, but quality grading is actually voluntary. And the USDA does have standards for grade A, grade B, and grade C chicken, but as far as I can tell, this isn't something that's typically added to the packaging, because based on these requirements, it seems like most chicken is probably grade A, so they don't bother adding it. So at the bare minimum, you'll see that US inspected stamp, but these are the other big 4 certifications you'll typically see. First up is USDA Organic. And this means, by law, organic birds must be raised on a 100% organic diet, they must not be caged, and must have access to pasture and sunlight. Antibiotics are also not allowed. Secondly is Certified Humane. Now, this is a third-party registered 501c3 nonprofit, and it's dedicated to improving the lives of farm animals, and they have precise, objective standards for various farm animals, such as the difference between pasture-raised or free-range. Third is the Global Animal Partnership, and this is another third-party auditing organization. And for example, the pasture-raised label can also come from this organization, and it's in the 4th tier of their chicken standards. And I'll link this if you want to check out the different types of stamps you could find on a product from this organization. And then fourth, we have the Non-GMO Project, and this is another nonprofit organization.
Each sunset on a day, I see a cocktails whatever drink. Listen to shoulders and battering. The birds a cattle call, gives us back to. Cause we end up on the edge of the unbeatable. I want you to live by you. Let's live this party right now. We never liked this before. Hi. They treat this lonely dancers like personal cathedrals.
All part of the plan. I just made up.
Avenue is not my head or my die. There's a full celebrating. Let's leave this party right now. We never liked these people. Cowboys and hopeless crowns, spinning us all around, looking us up and down. They treat these lonely dance floors, personal cathedrals. The diamonds here don't shine. Thank you for the follow.
This is so fun.
Hi, hi. Let's live this party right now. Whenever life is people, rebels and helpless crowns. You surround us up and down. Picture these lonely dance floors, like person cathedrals. The diamonds here don't shine. Waiting for something, but I know nothing will happen. Yes, I know nothing has happened. I'll be sitting here waiting for you. No, I won't do much about it. No, I don't do much about it. Cause I've only learned without confession. I'd rather settle for a never-ending stream of self-questioning.
Olo.
Oh, no. To fight for future. Or at least not with my feelings. So I'd had a hard time dealing. I've never quite gotten just how one could be so brave and so bold to share their love as in years old. As a price for friendship.
All part of the plan I just made up.
I used to be that kind of person who doesn't care if you're waiting, but no, I haven't got it there yet. Having another so much, I'll share with the other what I feel. Cause I've only loved without compassion. I'd rather settle for a never-ending stream of self-questioning. And you are just another that I'll lose because I didn't want to bother. Is it that I suffice for friendship? Blow my nose. Eyes closed. I notice everything you do or don't do. You're so much older and wiser, and I use my best colors for your portrait. At the table with the fancy shit. and watch you tolerate it. But you tolerated the battle heroes.
Who wants a piece of this?
Marvelous!
I see your indiscretions on good fun. I sit and listen. I polish plates until they gleam and glisten. You're so much older and wiser, and I and watch you tolerate it. If there's a hole in my head, tell me now. Tell me I've got it wrong somehow. And all my love should be celebrated. Views tolerated. Where's that man who threw blankets over my barbed wire? I made you my temple, my mural, my sky. Now I'm begging for footnotes in the story of your life, showing hearts in the byline. Always taking up too much space at time. You assume I'm fine, but what would you do if I...
Okay.
Yes, that was a
Put my head to me
No
now.
one expects the banana.
Tell me I've got it wrong somehow. Tell my life should be celebrated, but you tolerated. Sit and watch you. Wait a minute. I think I left my conscience on your front doorstep. Whoa, wait a minute. I think I left my consciousness in the sixth dimension. Right now, just sitting in a cab. Oh wow, I'm here right now with you. Oh wow, oh wow. I don't even care. Running my hands through your hair. Wanna run your fingers through mine, but my jet's too thick, and it's alright.
I did that. Me.
Left my soul in his vision. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Some things don't work. Some things are bound to be. Some things that hurt. You left your diary at my house. And I read those pages. You really love me, baby.
You thought my magic evil.
And you were bound to see. And I cried at the curb. And your friend said, Oy, natikame. Some people like to live. Some just trying to get by.
Delicious.
All part of the plan I just made up. Marvelous.
Who wants a piece of this?
Damn, I cannot find a Fiora. Can I have a root beer?
Yep.
Surprised you didn't drink them all.
Well, no, I figured you might want some.
Oh my god, you're so considerate. You didn't do that any of the other times. Hello. Eyes closed. Watching. Notice everything. Here's my best cards for your portrait. Lay the table with the fancy shit. And watch you tolerate it. If it's all in my head, tell me now. Tell me I've got it wrong somehow.
Some fun!
I can't wait.
Welcome. I take your indiscretions on good fun. I sit and listen. I polish plates until they gleam and glisten.
Yes, that was a banana. No one expects the banana.
No one expects the banana. Where the fuck is Fiora? She is my trait bitch.
What's this?
Yeah, I got it wrong somehow. Oh my life should be celebrated. You tolerated. You were out there in other worlds, where was I? Was the man who threw blankets over my barbed wire? I made you my temple, my mural, my sky. Now I'm begging for footnotes in the story of your life. Always taking up too much space or time. Feeling fine, but what would you do if I prayed for you, they were somewhere else. Took this dagger in me and removed it. Gain the weight of you, then lose it. Believe me, I could do it. If it's all in my head, tell me now.
I did that. Me.
I sit and watch you. on your front doorstep. Woo! But I'm here right now, just sitting in a cab. Oh wow, I'm here right now with you. Oh wow, oh wow. Some things don't work. Some things are bound to be. Some things they hurt. And they tear apart me. The diary of my house. The things they hurt. And they tear apart me.
I never hold back.
All part of the plan I just made up.
I left my consciousness in the 6. No, I could have had a 3-star Jinx. Fuck if I lose. Some just trying to get by. Some people like that. Hold on, wait a minute. I left my consciousness in the 6th dimension. Left my soul in his vision. Let's go get it. Let's go get it.
Watch this.
I'm doing pretty good. So. My team just has too much stats for him to beat. Like, Gwen has 300 fucking AP, bro.
Yes, that was a banana. No one expects the banana.
I can't run from it, so just sinking. Okay, I need to block him from getting 3-star rise. I just can't stomach it. Oh, I should have bought Ari. Fuck. I'm staring at a stranger. That's a secret I've been keeping. I'm holding on to both sides of the right. It just keeps on sinking.
Suffering is magic.
Be your expert.
That really hurt my feelings.
Bro, I didn't know there was... I didn't know there was a fucking thing that you could max out on Sugarcraft. That's so fucking broken.
Committing to building and preserving the non-GMO food supply for all. Now, you'll ultimately have to look at your chicken breast because it could have multiple of these certifications or just one. For example, this pack of air-chilled chicken has the USDA Organic stamp, the Certified Humane stamp, and the Non-GMO Project. The pasture-raised, on the other hand, has the Certified Humane stamp, the Global Animal Partnership pasture-raised stamp, and that non-GMO verification as well. So these 4 variables will typically affect the price of the chicken that we buy at the store. But now, let's shift gears and answer this. How do these variables affect the flavor of chicken?
I love
in general,
chicken.
the breed,
My
how it's
white
raised and
genes coming
processed
out,
could have an
barking like a
impact
dog.
on the
Woo!
taste, aroma, and texture of the chicken. And the general claim that most sources will say are that smaller organic chicken will have a better flavor, meaning its taste and aroma. And secondly, smaller organic chicken will also have a better texture when biting in. Now, before I get to frying them, I figured I should try these chicken breasts plain, and I'm glad I did because I had 3 key observations here. So for this mini test, I set up a container with water and a sous vide, then placed each breast into a vacuum
Well,
sealed bag.
obviously, if
I
you
dropped the
sous
breasts into
vide the
water and
fucking
cooked them to
chicken, they're gonna
exactly
taste the same
155
because they're not
degrees
getting
Fahrenheit.
browned.
Then I brought them out, sliced into them before adding the
Bro.
slices to a plate with labels and performing a triangle test.
One
to
of
see
the
if I could
entire
actually
benefits
tell
was
it-
that the skin is crispier on the fucking stupid fucking air chilled chicken. So obviously sous videing isn't gonna fucking do anything.
These fucking amateurs.
difference between them.
Sous vide is
It's
literally
10
like
a.m., so
boiling,
what
bro.
better time to get into some water bath?
He boiled his fucking
I'm really
chicken.
interested to see the textures here. Visually, I can
Well, you're
already
supposed
see
to
there
sous
are some
vide
differences.
and
But once I
then,
blindfold up and actually taste them, I'm kind of curious how
caramelize?
different the
Not
texture is
caramelize,
at this stage, which again
You're
is the
supposed to
most
get the
basic
fucking
that chicken can
what's
be.
it called?
Yeah, he
Later
didn't do
on,
that.
we're gonna
Sear.
fry that
He
chicken
didn't do
and
that.
see
You're supposed to.
if
No, that's
potentially what we
fucking
learned
stupid.
here
You're supposed to sous vide and
holds
then
up.
sear. Sous videing is actually the best
That one
method if
away.
done. Well, I don't know about for chicken. That's kind of weird. But for steak, I've heard that that's one of the better ones.
These are pretty boring.
But
Wow,
sharing
it's
it
pretty
after
boring
that-
when you boiled it.
Oh yeah.
Are you sure the boiled chicken is boring?
Did you season it?
No.
Fiber forward, if you will.
This guy's fucking dumb.
Number 2.
He's comparing chicken that at different price points, but like the entire appeal of the higher cost chicken is that it's gonna cook better, bitch, not sous vide.
There's nothing we can't do together.
Like, who the fuck is talking about sous vide? No
Who
one,
wants a
bitch.
piece of this? I demand tribute.
Fuck a cardio. I put my pussy away.
It's me.
I'm being stupid. I'm making it cool. I don't want none of that shit. Got me running so far. Look, I don't recognize me. Why? Why? Cause I let you define me. Why? Cause I can't trust nobody. Why? Stay far, so far. Lately I've been less cool as before. If someone expect me to check your bullshit at the door. Stupid, sit down, be cool. I don't want none of this shit in here. That's how you do. I don't want none of that shit, got me running so. Oh, oh, like I don't recognize me. Oh, why? Cause I let you define me. It's able with fancy shit. I wash you shattered. If it's all in my head, tell me now. Tell me I've got it wrong somehow. And all my life should be celebrated, but you tolerate it. Welcome. I take your indiscretions all in good fun. Wait by the door like I'm just a kid. Use my best colors for your portrait. Lay the table with the fancy shit. And watch you tolerate it. If it's all in my head, tell me now. Tell me I've got it wrong somehow. I know my life should be celebrated, but you tolerate it. While you were out building other worlds, where was I? Where's that man who throw blankets over my barbed wire? I made you my temple, my mural, my sky. Now I'm begging for footnotes and the story of your life. Drawing hearts in the byline. Always taking up too much space or time. You assume I'm fine, but what would you do if I grateful you leave us in ruins? Took this dagger in me and removed it. Gain the weight of you, then lose it. Believe me, I could do it. If it's all in my head, tell me now. Tell me I've got it wrong somehow. Now my life should be celebrated,
my aid.
but you tolerate it. Hi Ray, how are you? Don't laugh at me, ho. I'll fucking kill you. Is this ranked? It is ranked. I was today years old and I learned that you could max sugarcraft. Like, you'll stop getting rewards and then it'll just start shooting shit at everyone. Never had that happen before. That was very interesting. You basically just win as soon as you do because it just heals everything. I know you are. I want to listen to Evermore. It's been a while since I listened to this amazing album. I'm like the water when your ship rode in the night. Earth on the surface, but you cut through like a knife. As if this was an open shot case, you never would have known from that look on your face. You're like a priceless wine.
Who wants a piece of this?
Yeah, Sugarcraft's really easy too. Like, this comp is just broken as fuck and super easy. It's consistently good at every stage of the game. Head on the snow, I can feel you sneaking in. Man, I miss Evermore Taylor Swift. Could she go back to this, please? Listen, wherever you stray, I'll follow. For you to take my hand, wrap my hands, that's my man. Anywhere else is hollow. For you to take my hand, wrap my hands, that's my man. Item ladder? Yeah, I do item ladder. Whenever or you mean item collector? I do item collector whenever I get it. I did that last game with, I did that with long distance friends. My Gwen had 350 AP. It was very interesting. Living in 90s trend. Wait for the signal when I meet you after dark. Show me the places where the others gave you scars. I think there's a case. Yes, I should know I'm not on your face.
Who you calling little?
The train could take you home. Anywhere else is hollow. But take my hand, grab my hands. That's my name. More that you say, the less I know. Wherever you stray, I follow. Waiting for you. Like, her songwriting, bro. Her songwriting on this fucking album is so good. And it shows, too. Every song on this album has at least 100 million streams. Like, please, bro. Hey, that's my man. It only came out 3 years ago. Every bit of switch was a work of art. That's my man. Hey, that's my man. And half the B-sides were so beyond popular. Like, oh my god. Why can't she go back to this? I don't want Tortured Poets Department. Give me this. Tortured Poets Department was such a regression in her career. That's so sad. Real. It's more annoying when you haven't done it in a while. And then it's very overwhelming when you do it, because it's been a while, and it's like, ugh. Sit there in this
Playtime's never over!
whistling crowds where silence sleepers. You're not sure which is worse. Real. This is why I pluck my face. because I cannot handle how much I have to shave it. Champagne problems. It really is.
Now we're cooking.
I didn't keep it in. Your sister splashed out on the bottom. And no one's celebrating. Okay, you got it. No crowd of friends that bought it. No one-time skeptics caught it. Champagne problems. Love slips beyond your reaches. Love slips beyond your reaches. Like, hurts. Your Midas touch on the Chevy door. Oh my god. This bridge, one of her best, I fear. Your Midas touch on the Chevy door. November flushed and your flanneled cure. This storm was once a madhouse. Made a joke, well it's made for me. How? Evergreen or group of friends. Don't think we'll say that word again. And soon they'll have the nerve to deck the halls that we once walked through. Money, two for the show. I never was ready, so I watch you go. Sometimes you just don't know the answer till someone's on their knees and asks you. Such a lovely bride, what a shame she's fucked in the head. They said that you'll find the real thing
No one
instead.
expects the banana.
She'll patch up your tapestry that I shred. Press on.
Who wants a piece of this?
I picture you are champagne problems. Yippee, yippee. Look at me, another how to buy, look at me, look at me. Twinkling eyes out to sea, shed flowers, so inviting. I almost champagne, but I don't like a gold rush, gold rush. Like anticipating myself in a red flush.
Yes, that was a banana. No one expects the banana.
What's this?
But I don't like a gold rush. What must it be like to grow up that beautiful? With your hair falling into place like dominoes. If I died in class, you wouldn't fall. With your t-shirt hanging from your door. Dinner parties when I call you out on your contrarian shit. And then fades into the gray of my day-old teeth. Never be. I don't like a gold rush, gold rush. I don't like anticipating myself in a red flush. Everybody wants you. Let me grab that fucking emblem real quick. Give it!
Magic goes in, might comes out.
To grow they're beautiful, with your hair falling into place like dominoes. It's a folklore. I can't dare to dream about you anymore. Dinner parties when I call you out on your contrarian shit. Her mind! Swinging, eyes like swinging. This guy has 2 warrior crests. Bitch, fuck you. Oh, this song bangs. She took this off the set list!
I never hold
On
back.
to the who you were hanging with while I was gone, I would have asked you. It's kind of a mark shirt from a ship glass. It comes when I passed you. Haunted by the ache in me. If it's all the same to you, it's the same to me. We could call it even. You could call me babe for the weekend. 'Tis the damn season, write this down. Staying at my parents' house, and the road not taking looks real good now. It's you in my hometown. Parked my car right between the Methodist and the school that used to be ours. The days linger like bad perfume. They run but only so far. Escaped it too. Remember how you watched me leave. But if it's love with you, it's okay with me. We could call it even. You could call me babe for the weekend. 'Tis the damn season, write this down. Staying at my parents' house, and the road not taking looks real good now. Time flies, messy as the mud on your truck tires. Now I'm missing your smile, hear me out. We could just ride around, and the road not taking looks real good now. It always leads to you in my hometown. Sleeping half the day, just for old time's sake. I won't ask you to wait if you don't ask me to stay. So I'll go back to LA and the so-called friends who write books about me if I ever make it.
All part of the
The
plan.
only soul who can tell which smiles I'm faking. And the heart that now I'm breaking is my own. To leave the warmest bed I've ever known. Even though I'm leaving, and I'll be yours for the weekend. It is the damn season. Tis the damn season, write this down. I'm staying at my parents' house, and the road not taking looks real good now.
Who wants a piece of this?
Delicious. More.
And the road not taking looks real good now. And I always leads to you in my hometown. It always leads to you in my hometown. I love this song. Ah, this album is so good. It's not fair. Oh yeah, they added Farm Valley as an app. I'm about to start playing Farm Valley. Ooh. I sit and watch you reading with your hello. I sit and watch you. It's everything you do. Oh, she's right.
Sorry about that.
Give me a Sugarcraft emblem, you fucking rejects.
Who wants a piece of this?
I am only as wild as magic.
They're trying to get in shit. I could have 3-starred my Rumble. Oopsie.
We've all been there.
Back.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course.
That Gnosis is fucking Jesus, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's molesting my team. What the fuck? Why does he have 6,000 HP? Well, one more.
That one also kind of similar to number 1 on that one, if I had to guess.
Can I have water?
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely the tightest of these three.
The
These
tightest?
two felt very loose and kind of fibrous.
Tightest pussy?
May or may not be a bad thing, depending on how you like your chicken. And number 3 is the cleanest biting through.
Ooh.
It's just like, it's tightly packaged bundle. So I think the first two are the same, and that's probably the mega chicken breast. And then number 3 is our smaller organic heirloom chicken breast. And yeah.
So, was I able to tell the difference between the breast? Yes, but it was almost entirely due to texture, not taste, and here are my 3 observations. First, the mega chicken breast has massive meat fibers. I actually shredded these, and you can really see the difference of the strand of the meat fibers that bundle up to form the chicken breast, and this was one of the easy giveaways in the triangle test. To me, the mega breast kind of feels loose and fiber forward, while the small breast is firmer, but also more tender, and for me, definitely more pleasant to bite into. My second observation is that the mega chicken breast let out more water after slicing. This is likely due to the additional water absorbed through the water bath, but when I first sliced in, I was wiping down the cutting board because the water was dripping out. And based on these 2 observations, I think we can answer. Does the smaller chicken breast have a better texture? To this, I would say yes. It is firmer, but it's also more tender.
Who has small titties? Me?
Yeah.
Huh. It's me! I demand
Who has small titties?
I personally am a member of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee.
That's real. That's real.
What's up?
That's real. Where's my water?
You true, right? Hold on.
Oh, okay. You go, girl.
endures.
I lend my aid.
Fuck you, Charlie.
Real. Tell Charlie to kill himself.
Go kill yourself, Charlie. He's sleeping. I don't think he cares.
He's gonna care.
He's looking fat as fuck.
He always looking fat.
Yes, that was
I'll give him a
banana.
good old whack.
No one expects the banana.
But I won't. I'll spare him this time.
He did it. Estes, a friend of mine. She meet up every Tuesday night for dinner and a glass of wine. Estes, been boozing sleep. Her husband's acting different and it smells like infidelity. She says that ain't my Marilla on his mouth.
Here goes everything.
That ain't my jewelry on our joint account. Yeah, there ain't no doubt. Somebody, I'm gonna call him out. She says, I think he did it, but I just can't prove it. I think he did it. I think he did it, but I just can't prove it. No, nobody, no crime. Till the day I die, no, no. I think he did it, no, no. He did it. First he wasn't there. Tuesday night at Olive Garden, at her job or anywhere. He reports his missing wife, and I notice when I pass his house, his truck has got some brand new tires, and his mistress moved in. Sleeps in Estes bed and everything. No, there ain't no doubt that he's gotta cut your mouthpiece. I think he did it, but I just can't prove it. I think he did it, but I just can't prove it. I think he did it, but I just can't prove it. No, nobody, no crime. The other day I died, no, no. I think he did it, no, no. He did it. Good thing Daddy was waiting for the license when I was 15. And I've cleaned enough houses to know how to cover up a scene. Good thing Estes' sister's gonna swear she was with me. Good thing his mistress took out a big life insurance policy. But they just can't prove it. They think she did it, but they just can't prove it. They thinks I did it, but she just can't prove it. No, nobody, no crime. No, nobody, no crime. I wasn't letting up until the day. No, nobody, no crime. I wasn't letting up until the day he died. Period, as you should, Taylor. Sour Patch Kids have been there for me when no one else was.
At least you got Sour Patch Kids. Shit.
You ate all your candy!
No, I didn't.
Then what the fuck are you talking about? Sour Patch Kids, you could never betray me. You know what would be really psychopathic behavior?
What?
Licking all the sourness off of all these Sour Patch Kids and not eating them.
I heard a story about a guy who did that with warheads.
They're too sweet. Sour Patch Kids should be more sour. The marketing is around them being sour, bitch, the sour isn't enough. It's very light sour. Like, do you remember sour? Like, dude, sour candy when I was a kid was like, you're gonna fucking have a migraine. Like, nowadays, sour candy is like a little citric acid and they call it a day.
I truly don't believe that sour candy has changed chemically.
Oh, I promise you it has. It used to be a lot more sour. Like, warheads used to be sour as fuck.
Them bitches didn't change.
Okay.